And here we are for round one. On the play against Down by the Riverside, looks like we're going to have to ship this one lander. And this hand looks perfectly fine. Don't know if you want to find blue or green this Evolving Wilds yet, but let's see what we scry. Vulturous Haven. I think we'll keep that on the top since it combos with the Sultai Emissary, and we only need one more land. Should be fine. Which basically means we don't want to crack this Evolving Wild, so we don't even really need to play it. Might as well just play a Swamp, yeah. So it leads off with a red-white duel. Here, I figure since we have no 3-drop and we want to see which color we need, might as well play the Sultai Emissary. He follows up with his own. We have to play the Wilds now, and my thought is we can be defensive. If he attacks, we'll block. Easy block. Cards in our graveyard are always great for Treasure Cruise. And for Pulse of Marasa. So, first I was thinking finding an island, because there's less green things. We don't need the Pulse right now. But if we do find a forest, then we can actually Pulse of Marasa if we don't hit a land and get back the Evolving Wilds, which will then find the island. So, I think it's correct to find a forest here. So I do. And then, of course, I draw a green-black duel. But instead, I want to be able to play Incubator Drone next turn against his board, so I just pulse for the wild so that I can crack it for an island. And here, I'll just take the trade. I could block the 1/1, but then he has 2/2/2s and deals a little bit more damage. So I don't think he can punish me, so yeah, I'm just fine with the trade. Actually, again, I don't mind a card like Elvish Visionary getting into my graveyard as well. Another good creature to pulse back. So now, draw another land. It's not the worst, but don't really need any more. Pretty much stable. So here, he could have blocked there and hit me with a 2/2 next turn, but I also could have attacked with my 1/1 Scion, but if he blocked, it would have been bad for me. So instead, he Twin Bolts my Scion. But I'll still sacrifice my Incubator Drone again. Vulturous Haven is just basically, a flying Incubator Drone that can draw some cards. So we just want to get grindy. Play some small creatures, no big deal. I can attack through them and then just play another Haven. Again, just trying to grind through the deck, so I'm happy to sack my guy and just keep drawing cards. And I draw Sultai Emissary, which is a pretty good draw. So we still have defenses up. Shoulder to shoulder, okay. Again, I'm just totally willing to trade. He could have had Feet of Resistance there, but then I would have hit him with Oblivion Strike next turn, which would have been fine with me. So I'm almost there, 1, 2, 3, 7. So next turn I'll have 9 mana, so next turn I'll be able to play Monastery Lore Master. And I don't think I need to play Oblivion Strike on this 2/2 yet. 2/2 flyer. So I'll save that for something else. Well, looks like I should have maybe killed the Emissary. He's getting all this value off of it. Playing an Haven just like me. Ooh, Ruin Processor. That might change my plan a little bit. But it doesn't. Because now, again, I can just get back Pulse. The game is just pretty degenerate once I just flip Pulse. Now I have a pretty big beater. And I can just stay ahead on the race pretty easily. So I Oblivion Strike his Morph, which was a Misthoof Kieran. And then Vulturous Haven my Sultai Emissary to draw a card. So I guess I should have done this first. Draw 2 Treasure Cruise. Wow. Looks like I'm cruising, and I'm going to leave the Oblivion Strike in my graveyard so I can get that back in case I need to. And that was a good turn. Got to play 3 spells that turn and draw 5 cards? No, I didn't play. Yeah, I played the Aven, so played 3 spells, drew 5 cards. My opponent is playing a bunch of 1/1s and 2/1s. So I feel like I probably can't lose now. And he can get some value from his guys, but it's not going to do anything. So now we can ruin Processor, get rid of that Missive Cairn, pad our life total even more. Not much he can do here. We can Oblivion Strike that Morph again if we want to hit in the air. He has a Vulture save, and I probably should have just Oblivion Strike his Vulture save and attack with my Flyer as well. So he's got a Feed of Resistance. Okay, that's good. Again, I just Oblivion Strike it, kill another Mischief Cairn. It's big enough to run through my Vulture saving, so it just saves some damage, but Rolling Thunder hitting my Aven and Emissary is not that big a deal. I got some lands manifested out of it, and I can just, pulse back the Lore Master and just keep the streak alive. So yeah, this is pretty basic. Like, once the game gets to this point, like, what can they seriously do? They can't interact with my graveyard. So I just keep the combo going. Their best shot of winning is somehow stalling me out and decking me. So even if they add like 10 pacifisms in their hand, the Nantuko Husk, Vulture Haven, and Bone Splinters all help by letting me sack my Lore Masters when I need to, so that they can't stop my Pulse of Marasa looping. He's trying to climb back in here. At this point, I'm just like flooded. I think he has Feed of Resistance. He tries to save it, but realizes my spell has Devoid. I can just attack with everything now, and he's about to die. Oh, he had collateral damage. He's mustering some spells still. Pacifism, kill my guys with Arc Lightning. Pretty good. So now I can just keep on Lore Mastering. I should keep tracking. Oh, I get Oblivion Strike back instead. That lets me hit with my 2/2 this turn. And I have Pulse in my hand already. He's got all the pacifisms. And another Rolling Thunder. Jeez. 4, 5, 6, 7, 12. Wow. Rolling Thunder is just not that good in the standard Pauper format. It's really hard to get a lot of mana into play. Like, if you notice, my deck has a lot of mana into play, but it's not because I'm playing cards like Rolling Thunder. It's because I'm proactively trying to get the game to go long. So yeah, that's just game. Game 1. So he is on some sort of Mardu, a lot of removal and small creatures deck. So probably bring in, probably don't need Sidisi's Faithful. Maybe negate, maybe Duress. The removal spells are really good. I'd bring in Reeve Soul, Complete Disregard. Not even sure about the second Rune Processor. So yeah, let's just see how the game goes. We're probably on the draw. And this hand is perfectly reasonable. We might have to run this Morph out as our turn 3 play if we don't draw anything. Complete Disregard's pretty good. We play the Thornwood Falls just in case we draw Elvish Visionary. since we have untapped black in case we draw Sultai Emissary. But we can just play our tap land. We taste our medicine and hit for 1. So yeah, we don't have a play here. We don't have Evolving Wilds to get back with Pulse, except for Monastery Lore Master, and he has 2 mana open. So I figure instead of playing my Lore Master and getting it like twin bolted or something, we can just complete disregard his guy. And then he has no land and no play for his turn, so I'm still pretty convinced he's probably got Arc Lightning and all sorts of that stuff. We could have Grave Purge end a turn there, just to cycle and draw a card. But I figure I don't need to do that, and now I might as well play this guy out. He doesn't kill it right away, so he doesn't have instant removal for it. Maybe he did, but he just drew the Fiery Impulse most likely. So it doesn't matter, we can get it back with Pulse. And our opponent has to discard, has a 4-drop. And so I figure if they're discarding, they must have dead removal spells in hand. So we might as well just not play our creatures, and collateral damage isn't just dead, it's not even good. So at this point, I would have to discard. So I'm fine playing my creature out since I can just, again, get it back with Grave Purge or another Pulse later. We're in no danger, so. And we enable him to get this Sultai Scavenger out, but we have the Reeve Soul just to kill it, so. Could have played an Oblivion Strike there to be more mana intensive to save the Reeve Soul, but I'd rather just hold on to the Oblivion Strikes. We finally hit land. Yeah, it might have been better to play Oblivion Strike last turn. We could have Reeve Souled this turn, and then potentially Treasure Cruised. But he has collateral damage to deal 3 to us, so he's basically just making no headway. Another 3/3. Alright, this is gonna die. Let's Treasure Cruise first, I guess. Leave the Pulse and the Lore Master in the graveyard. And then I guess we don't need to Oblivion Strike this turn. We can take a hit. When 4 mana 2/3 flyer is not really good. He needs to draw cards to get ahead. So we'll just kill this guy. Take another 2. Next turn, probably Grave Purge here, just since we have the mana. Get back that Lore Master. And since we have 9 mana, you know what time it is. Time to pump that Pulse. So yeah, taking 2 every now and then is no match for Pulse of Marasa. So get to sack the Emissary, make a 2/2, draw more gas. Oblivion Strike his guy. All of a sudden we have a board presence and he does not. He can play removal spells, maybe a Rolling Thunder, yep. Kill our Aven and our Manifest. So he kind of learns don't kill the 4/3, it's just going to come back with Pulse and he can't beat that. But look at our hand, this is absurd. Look at us just flood the board. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 power on board. This game is beyond over. To go down to 6. And we get to slam Mr. Ruin Processor. Yeah. Not much to comment on when you get to this point in the game, because it's just 0 that they can do to stop us. We have basically every angle covered. The old shoulder to shoulder with no targets. And that's game.